In this video, I'm going to be talking about the circulatory system. So this is a system which is responsible for transporting blood and nutrients throughout the body. And the circulatory system consists of three main components. It consists of the heart, blood, and blood vessels. And an analogy I'll give to students is that the heart can be thought of as like the engine of a car, the blood is like the fuel, and the blood vessels are like the pipes. Okay, it's just as fuel in a car is important for making it run, for making it function properly, so does blood in the body. So let's start with the heart. The heart is basically a four-chambered organ. It's got different components to it. It's got blood vessels coming in and out of it. For the United Science program, you don't need to know what all the different parts are, but it's just nice to know what they are in general terms. So let's say that's the heart. So the two top chambers, these are called the atria. Okay, atrium is singular, atria is plural. The two bottom chambers are called ventricles. You've got a muscular wall that sort of separates the left heart from the right heart. It's called, I should say, muscular walls. Okay, are called septa. Okay, septum is singular. Okay, septa is plural. So muscular walls separating the heart into two main sections. And the right side of the heart, the right atria and the right atrium, I should say, the right atrium and the right ventricle, they work together to pump oxygen poor blood to the lungs. Okay, so the lungs can provide it with more oxygen. Okay, every time you inhale, you're inhaling oxygen, and the oxygen goes through the lungs into different sections and makes its way into the blood. And the reason why I've put, the reason why I've called the right atrium and ventricle here is because this is like a mirror image of the heart. Okay, so let's say, okay, this is you standing here, right? This is your left here, and this is your right here, right? Just a note. And meanwhile, the left atrium and ventricle pumps oxygen-rich blood to the body. Okay, blood that's full of oxygen, full of nutrients. So blood. So what's blood? Blood is basically a cocktail, if you wish, of different nutrients. Okay, it's got things like iron, oxygen, etc., etc. Okay, important for bodily function, different bodily functions for different organs. Let's get into blood vessels. I'm not going to dwell too much on blood. You don't need to know much about that for the Yunnan course. Blood vessels. There are three types of blood vessels. You've got veins. Let me use a different color for veins. Veins. You've got arteries, and you've got capillaries. So veins, the reason why I've used blue is because veins actually carry what's called deoxygenated blood. This is blood that's got a lack of oxygen. Now I should note that when you look at your veins, right, particularly around your wrists and arms, they appear blue. Now it's not true that the blood is blue, it's just slightly tinted blue. Okay, that gives it the color. Arteries, meanwhile, they carry oxygenated blood. Okay, so blood that's rich in oxygen. Capillaries can be sort of considered as like the link between veins and arteries. Okay, they're about 1 cell thick, extremely thin blood vessels. Meanwhile, arteries are thick, and veins are generally thin The veins also have things called valves. Okay, these are like taps, if you wish. Arteries have got no valves, and capillaries have got no valves as well. Okay, so valves basically ensure that blood is only flowing in one direction, okay, not the other. That's really important for deoxygenated blood. You only want it to be flowing in one direction, back towards the lungs, to get more oxygen, right? And so because arteries are thick, that means that they've got higher pressure in terms of blood flow. Okay, whereas veins, because they're thinner, they've got low pressure. And same thing with capillaries, because they're thin, low pressure. Okay, and this is the circulatory system. So it's just a transportation system responsible for transporting blood around the body. It's got different types of pipes, if you wish, different types of blood vessels. It's got the main component, the heart, responsible for pumping the blood. And you've got the blood, which carries all the essential nutrients and oxygen for organ function.